What we have seen in the previous discussion, that is, what are the advantages of a globe. So globe has certain limitations also. Globe is a miniature form to represent our earth. So a globe can be useful when we want to study the earth as a whole, but when we want to study only a part of our earth, say we want to know about our country, the states, district, town or villages, then the globe is of little help. So in this scenario, now we use maps. So what is a map? A map is basically a representation or a drawing of Earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat or planar surface according to a scale. Now, it is somewhat impossible to flatten a round shape completely, so there are certain methods to do it. So we find that maps are useful for us for various purposes. One map shows a small area and a few facts. Some other map may contain as many facts, say as a big book. So when many maps are put together, we get what we call as an atlas. So atlases are of various size, measurements drawn on different scales. So map provide more information than a globe. So there are different types. So let us see some type of maps which we generally use. First is our physical maps. So the maps showing natural features of the earth, like the mountains, the plateaus, the plains, rivers, oceans. These are called physical or relief maps. So physical maps or relief map. Then political maps. Those maps which shows cities, town, villages and different countries and state of the world with their boundaries. These are known as political maps. Then a map showing certain theme. Thematic maps. Some map they focus on specific information, such as say road maps only showing roads, or rainfall maps only showing depicting the rainfall at a particular area. The map showing distribution of forest, industries. These are known as thematic maps because they are based on certain themes. So suitable titles are given on the basis of information provided in these maps. So there are three components of maps. First is distance, then the direction and the symbol. So the maps are physical map, political map and thematic maps. These are the three things we discussed, but there are various maps. There are choropleth map. There are so many maps actually. So what we said, there are three components of maps: distance, direction and symbol. So let us talk about the distance. So maps are drawings which reduce the entire world or a part of it to fit on a sheet of paper. You can also say maps are drawn to reduced scales, but this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between the places are somewhat real. So it can only be possible when a small distance on a paper represents a large distance on a ground. Therefore, a scale is chosen for this purpose. So scale is what? Scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. For instance, the distance between your school and home is say 10 km. So if you show this 10 km distance by say 2 cm on a map, it means 1 cm on the map will show how much? 5 kilometers on the ground. So the scale of your drawing will be 1 cm is equal to 5 km. Therefore, scale is very important in your map. Any map you are talking about, the scale becomes very important. So if you know the scale, you'll be able to calculate the distance between any two places on a map. So when large areas like continents or countries are shown on a map, then we use a small scale map. For example, 5 cm on the map, it can show up to 500 kilometers on the ground. This is called a small scale map. And when a small area like your village or a town is to be shown, then we use a large scale map. That is, say 5 cm on a map, it may just represent 500 meters only on the ground. So this is called a large scale map. So large scale map gives us more information than the small scale map. Let me exemplify this. See, this is your school and this is your home. Now the distance between your school and home is say 10 km. Now you cannot show 10 km on a paper, so you have to reduce the scale. Say this 10 km you represented by say 2 cm. Now this is a map, this is your school, this is your home. Now you represented this line just by 2 cm. So the 2 centimeter on the map is representing actual distance of 10 kilometer. So what is the scale? Scale is the ratio between the actual distance divided by the distance shown on the map. So this is actual distance and this is a map distance. So actual distance is what? 10 kilometer and map distance is what? 2 centimeter. So this is the scale. This is the scale of your map. So it can be a large scale map, it can be a small scale map. If you want to say cover whole of India, say this is all India. Now this is India. Now if you want to represent a country, then you cannot represent because this is a very huge area. So here say 5 centimeter you represent by 500 kilometer. But when you are representing only your town, say it's very small, say the population is say 10,000. So this area here you can represent your house also, your neighbor's house, some river, etc. Here you can represent this say 5 centimeter by 500 meters. See the difference. Therefore this map is called a small scale map and this map is showing large scale. It is a large scale map. That is why it has more information as compared to this map. Now we come to the second thing, which is the components of map. The second is the direction. Now most map contain an arrow marked with a letter N at the upper right hand corner. You'll see that. So this arrow shows the north direction. It is called the north line. So when you know the north, you can find out the other directions also. For example, if you know north, you can find out east, west and south. So there are actually four major directions which are north, south, east and west. If you see this figure 4.2, then this is north, east, west, south. So north, south, east, west. And the in between is north and east. So this is northeast. This is southeast. So southeast. This is west and north. So northwest. And this is south and west. So this is southwest. So they are called these north, south, east, west. These are called as cardinal points. There are other four intermediate directions. These four, which I just told you. And these are northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. So we can locate any place more accurately with the help of these intermediate directions also. So we can find out the direction from the figure. This one I'll just show you. The direction of the community center, the playground from Vikas house, the direction of school from shops. So we can find out the direction of a place with the help of a compass also. So this is an example of a compass. So what is a compass? Compass is an instrument used to find out main directions. So the magnetic needle always points to north-south direction. So this is actual north and south. So what we are suggesting here is, so this is a figure. Now we have a north here. We have a proper direction north. So if you need to find out any of these, say, take one of the direction of the community center. The direction of the community center, the playground from Vikas house. Now where is Vikas house? This Vikas house. The direction of community center is like this. So from Vikas to community center, it is in north direction, right? It is in this direction. Then we take the direction of school from shops. So these are shop. This is school and this is shop. So when you take this direction, it becomes, say, this is north south, then it's east west. So this is in west direction. And then we just talked about the compass. Then we have symbols. Symbology is very important when it comes to maps. So this is a third important component of a map. It is not possible to draw a map the actual size, shape of different features such as building, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines or a well. We cannot draw them. They are very big. So they are shown using certain letters or say shades, colors, pictures and lines. So these symbols gives a lot of information in a limited space. So with the use of these symbols, maps can be drawn easily and they are simple to read. So even if you don't know the language of an area and therefore cannot ask someone for directions, you can collect information from the map with the help of these symbols, because symbols are known to every one of us. So maps have a universal language that can be understood by each and everyone, by all. So there is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols, and these are called conventional symbols, traditional symbols or conventional symbols. So some of these conventional symbols are shown like this. See, in order to show railway line, if it is a broad gauge, we use this. If it is a meter gauge, we use this. If it is a railway station, we properly write RS. This is a metalled road, this is a unmetalled road. This is a international, say, boundary we are talking about. This is international boundary, state boundary, and this is a district boundary. This is a river, well, tank, canal, bridge, temple, then church, mosque, and chhatri. This is post office, PTO is post and telegraph office, PS is for police station. These are settlements, these are graveyards, these are for trees, and these are for grass. So various colors are used for the same purpose. For instance, generally blue is used for showing water bodies, brown for the mountains, and for plateau we use yellow, and green is used for plains. Then a sketch. What is a sketch? A sketch is a drawing which is mainly based on memory and spot observation, and it is not to scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required for an area to tell whether a particular place is located with respect to other places or not. You might have given someone the sketch of your house. Okay, you can reach me by this sketch. Suppose you want to go to your friend's house, but you don't know the way. So your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his house. And such a rough drawing is drawn without a scale. And this is called a sketch map. So sketch is a rough way of showing, not to be scaled, an idea of some location. Then we have plan. Now plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. So a large scale map gives a lot of information. But there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, the length and the breadth of a road, which can't be shown on a map. So at that point or at that time, we can refer drawings drawn to a scale, and which is called a plan. So this is a difference between a sketch and a plan. So just have a look at this figure. Now, in which direction is the river flowing? What kind of road passes by the, so let us see like this. So in which direction is the river flowing? See, where is the river? First you have to find out where is the river. Okay, so this is the river and this is flowing in this direction. So if you say north, south, east and west, so where it is moving? It is moving in this direction, so it is southwest. What kind of road passes by the side of village Dumri? So this is the village Dumri. So what kind of road passes by the side of village Dumri? So here is a road. If you see, this is a road and this is a road. So what is this road? See, it is we have to go to the roads. So let us see this one or this one, which passes by here. There is a railway line, of course, broad gauge railway line is there. But the question being asked is which is the type of road for Dumri? This is the road. So the road is this one, which is a metal road. So in this way, you are going to answer these also, right? I hope you'll be able to do it, because the chhatri, this is police station, and this is PTO, there's a church, there's a graveyard, there's a school, there's a temple, there are trees, and there are settlements here. All these are there. So I hope that you'll be able to do this.